Fans speak where the plan runs deep. The team grind hard, don't eat, don't sleep. From best ball dreams to DFS streaks, they help you print money every single week. Fans speak. No cap, no gimmicks, we breaking limits. NFL bets, yeah, we live this business. Meg and Steve, that OG vision. Draft room killers on a lifelong mission. More stress to the Sunday spread. Fan speaks, that voice that's inside your head. Best ball, DFS, NFL bets. They built it brick by brick, no regrets. Fan speak team, printing money since day one. Fan speak, forever.
Welcome back to another Best Ball Lunch Hour with Steve-O Speak. We are still in the UDFA 2 streets, thankfully. It is feeling fast, but we at least have another day or probably two. I think it feels probably sometime tomorrow. Hoping I'm bringing up now. We are now at 71% filled, but my hope is a lot of people have just already hit the max. I have a ways to go. I have 18 to go. I'm going to try and rip a bunch today, but I do want to save some, hopefully for tomorrow. I'll have to play by ear, and maybe I don't end up maxing this one as well. But this launched late Sunday night, and through Tuesday, it is 71% filled. Through Tuesday midday, 71% filled. So, gotta love it. Love seeing that, Underdog is putting these out, and hopefully this is a sign of what we get for actual best ball season once BBM launches. Let me get into chat a little bit. Mike saying, "I'm so proud of you, Meg." Yes, there are new emojis on Fanspeak Fam YouTube. You can sign up, it's $3.99 a month. So 2 new emojis. We have Rudy and DGen Dads. So we have more for you there to go along with our draft reviews, our 2 extra shows a week. More on the way once we get into regular best ball season. Really looking forward to everything we have in store, both for our YouTube members and our Substack members. Substack will be more the rankings, the written form, and all that. But we appreciate everyone, every way you could support us, even just subscribing to this channel. We are so close to 1,000 subs. We want to get there. We already have plans for early May, mid-May, to do a 24-hour live stream. So we need you to help us get there. And that is right around the corner. So thank you guys so much. Mike using the Rudy emoji. Rudy Shop, very happy. Bark, my peanut butter allowance better go up now that you're using me as a meme, Mom. JT, 2 minutes late. Sorry about that. He does need a higher peanut butter. I don't know if he's able to have a higher peanut butter allowance. GM, everyone, enjoyed you and Haim's discussion yesterday, and glad you are going to discuss strategy. Yes, so after my show yesterday, I was on with Haim's, and we talked different structures, and also different structures for different tournaments, that delved into some certain things about certain player archetypes for certain tournaments. For me, like higher dollar stuff, I want more safety, like floor matters more than ceiling in some of that higher dollar stuff. But some of the larger field stuff, both any week of the playoffs or of course in the finals. Give me some more Spike Week upside. Thank you so much, and yes, we're going to be continuing to talk after the draft as well. You should wear the glasses until 24-hour stream and then do a reveal. We got Bukowski in here. What up, Steve? Doing okay? How you doing? Like you used to muffin. Yeah, I appreciate that, guys. Yeah, I'm still still recovering from the eye infection. So hopefully by the end of the week, I can get back to not needing the sunglasses. JT saying hi, Meg, and Meg saying 13 subs to go. We lost 1 sub when I filled in for you the other day. But try not to take it personally. Ooh. We're gonna have to talk about that. So no, we will get into UDFA here in a second. I think what I'll do I'd like to spend the next couple hours ripping some drafts. So I'm going to start with one, and then I'm going to do multiple, and then maybe a third round of drafts, depending on what kind of likes we get. So let me start with one. I'm going to enter it now. And, get into the first one so we can maybe get a bunch done today. And the topic, and we'll talk about this as we go, but the topic is, can mock drafts help us in best ball? And I want to talk about this as we go instead of kind of, looking at it ahead of time. So we will talk about that. And I'm going to count this first one down, entering in 10 seconds, entering in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, enter. Now, let me log into BBO, Best Ball Overlay. I do need to, see. There we go. So this draft is starting. I am in the 6th spot. Bukowski's in the 5th spot. Peyton Legend Manning. I feel like that might be somebody in chat. We got JT in the 8th spot. And King QC in the 12th. So we got a few people in here. That's fun. Hopefully, with 4 of us advancing, hopefully we can all be at the top. Kick's asking, Meg, are you writing an article for the Heritage? Yes, RBC Heritage this week. Not a major, but it is a top tier event, an elevated event. So should be a really good tournament as well. Any mock picks that surprise you for any change stance the rest of the pre-draft? So it's a couple things that I've said all along. Like, we've seen more, particularly with these like media mocks, which I think are more interesting in the sense that these are, and I mentioned Peter Schrager, but we see it from others. Even Daniel Jeremiah talks about when he does a mock draft, it's more about what he's hearing versus what he's seen. So I find that interesting in that there have just been more mocks putting Jordan Tyson up near the top, whether it's top 10, top 15. And that's kind of how I thought it was all along. I thought he is arguably number 1 receiver in the class. I think you can say from a total standpoint, Tate is safer. And Lemon in the right system could be better, but Tyson is the most diverse of the receivers. His ability to play all 3 spots, kind of fill in for any role any team needed, and just his upside skill. I've kind of comped him and compared him as like a Garrett Wilson type. Like, that's his like upside. When I say he can be a 1, I'm not saying he's going to be Jamar Chase, but I think he can be like a Garrett Wilson. We will go. We'll go CD Lamb. I do need to update these. I haven't updated my BBO, so I know these percentages are a little off. I'll definitely do that for tomorrow. But we'll do some more CD Lamb. I know I'm behind him versus JSN and some of these other guys. As for some other mock things, like, I generally am of the belief that this discussion, OC Missy mentioned it this morning, that there was a media mock draft that they, and I don't know which one because I didn't get a chance to watch it, did have love still to the Giants. That one surprises me for sure. I still think the odds-on favorite are the Titans. Washington, I think, is the number 2 odds. I think those two make the more sense. Titans, I think, it's more just like what some comments like their GM has said. the idea that their coach, Robert Saleh, comes from, a system of being very ball control. The Shanahans have always prioritized running back. Now, most of the time, that's taking somebody on day 2 or day 3. But we just saw, Kyle Shanahan and company trade for Christian McCaffrey a few years ago, and that's turned out pretty well. So they could see Jeremiah Love as that kind of impact guy who, we saw it last year. I mean, the 49ers, they're, and not only did we see it, but Robert Saleh saw it last year, where 49ers defense was just absolutely wrecked with injuries, and so was their offense. Brock Purdy missed half the season. Ricky P, Kittle, Juwan Jennings all missed significant time, and yet they had one of the best records in the league. Why? Because of Christian McCaffrey. So after this pick, I will get back to chat. I could just pull up Derrick Henry. If I'm getting a pod with you, I have 0 success rate for your news stream. Well, good to see you, JT. Yeah. I think you got in one with Meg and I the other night, but that was, or no, I think you got in one other time with us, but yeah, I know you've been saying you've been wanting to get in. Kicks, I'm not writing an article in Heritage, probably articles from majors, but I'm posting a bunch in Discord later today. My model, my plays, my values. Nice. Coming up in a couple here. Kind of okay with whoever I get. Probably, AJ Brown's fine. We'll probably prioritize just getting more exposure to some of these other guys instead of bringing up AJ Brown too much. I do think he gets traded. Not everyone, but it's getting to be more and more the consensus. Eagles beat writers, national writers, etc. So that feels pretty likely. And while the Patriots seem like the odds-on favorite, I don't think we can say that for 100% certainty. I'll go Josh Jacobs. I know the year ended poorly for him, but dude got 13 touchdowns, 14 with the receiving one, and missed some time, wasn't 100% last third of the year. I just think he's not done yet, and his touchdown upside is essentially as good as anyone in the league. This is a touchdown game we're really playing on Underdog, and Henry and Jacobs are live to be 1-2 in that department. Let's catch up with chat and go to the board. Majors Meg has a ring to it. It really does. Yeah. Well, no, I'm hoping you have success in the Albatross too, especially if it's the one we drafted together. We got Hulk Smashed Potatoes in here. We got Hartman checking in. Good to see you guys. I'm doing, for those jumping in, I'm doing just one UDFA now. I think I'm going to do maybe 3, and then maybe I'll just, with enough likes, I'll do 1 more, or maybe 2 more, or maybe 3 more. Maybe that'll be the like goal. Like how many likes you can get is how many drafts I'll do at once. So yeah, this is likely to fill by tomorrow at some point. I do wonder if Underdog releases something else. I know it sounds crazy, and I don't think it'll be something else like this. They could. Honestly, they do the UDF 3, and particularly if they go back to 50 max, it would fill before the draft. But last year they did the Little Ward 2, I think the Friday or Saturday before the draft. Actually, no, it was like Monday. It was crazy. Going Buka. getting my percentage up on him. I think he's a little overpriced, but when I get him past ADP, then I'm going to be, more apt to take him. We just 1-for-1. Mike Evans just has a higher upside than Emeka Mbuka, I feel like. So it's just tough for me to consistently take Mbuka over Mike Evans. I understand there's some injury risk more to Evans, but Mbuka was banged up too last year, and he played through it more basically because he had to. That might not be the case this year. He played through it because Evans, Godwin, and McMillan were all hurt. Well, Evans is gone, but if Godwin and McMillan are there, they might just say, okay, if anything happens to Mbuka again, he sits for 3 games. And just in general, I think he's probably leading the Bucs in production, but I think it's going to be a very much 1A, 1B situation between him and Godwin, in which case he's probably going too high. Get some more Colston Loveland. Talking with 2 games yesterday, and we'll see. I could still do 3 quarterbacks in this build, but had I taken Lamar, I don't think I'm going to do the 1 quarterback build for the 4 of 12, but 2 quarterbacks is much more viable in a 4 of 12 system, because not only do I need to worry about, if both guys have the same bye, or Lamar misses a game and the other guy's on bye or whatever, or vice versa, it's not likely to wreck you as much if you have a good total team. But this one, I think it's still good to go 3 quarterbacks. There's some value to it, particularly for the finals week. But I just don't mind doing 2 quarterbacks. I am much more in these UDFAs, 2 tight ends, especially when I'm taking Loveland. But even if I waited, I think I said on Who Aim Show yesterday, if I did Kelsey Andrews or Kelsey Likely or something like that, yeah, give me those 2. I'm done. I don't need more. Hulk saying, I know Love gets mocked to the Titans, Giants, Commanders, but they all have bigger needs. Wonder where you go if they all pass on him. Yeah, I think that's the thing. The one team that desperately needs a running back is Seattle. They have no chance of trading up for him, getting to him. They're also missing a number of picks also. And the other teams that need running backs are the Commanders, are to an extent a team like the Vikings, to an extent a team like the Titans. But yeah, nobody is truly desperate for running back this year. And that's a little different than what we saw last year. We just had a lot more desperation, but with it being a strong year, even though many of those guys didn't perform at their peak zenith level, I think Denver's not going running back, right? Patriots obviously aren't going running back. I think that's why it's so shocking that the Giants would, because that was actually one of the few productive running backs as a rookie. And granted, he got hurt, but Scatterboo played much better than the guys before or after him. So yeah, we'll see. Folks saying it was Monday. Not sure. Pete hinted at it being Monday. Last year, the little board. Yes, yeah. Now that we talk about more, say that. Yeah, I do remember it being Monday and just being so shocked. Because I remember that Friday being okay, this is probably the last day that they would release something else, because you'd have the weekend and everything, and they just didn't do it. 78. So Dak went. That's unfortunate. I will take Sutton here. And let me go back to chat. Rams have shockingly high odds to take Love. Yeah, that one makes to me the least bit of sense. Like this is one of those things, and I've said it before. You could make the case Jeremiah Love is an upgrade on about 25 teams. 20 for sure, and that includes number 2 to the Jets. And not just from a year 1 impact, but also long term. And Jets are another example of this. They have Breece Hall for 1 year. They also could still trade him, but there's no talk of them taking him. Why would the Rams, who have Kyron Williams under long-term control and Blake Corum for under cheap control for 2 more years, take Jeremiah Love? Is it an upgrade? Sure, but it's like a B+ to an A-. And honestly, it's probably more A- to an A. I just think that's such a minor upgrade for them, both short and long term. Even a receiver makes more sense because they truly have no number 3 receiver. Drafting a receiver at 13 would be a more expensive version, but it would be like when Seattle took JSN. They took JSN, they had DK, they had Lockett. Both those guys were 1,000-yard receivers and still playing pretty well. Played above, JSN his first 2 years in the league, and then they move on from both, and JSN takes over. Like there, you can make the case. Running back, I don't think you can make the case because you're just not going to get any sort of impact. Why not? Let's get our first quarterback here, Jackson Dart. Don't need to stack with him. So if the top receiver, and honestly, any of the, I'll say 4 receivers, Casey Concepcion added as well with, Tate, Tyson, and even Lemon. Now, Lemon is the toughest. He definitely fits what the Rams like to do, but obviously, it's so much Puka's role. Part of the thing with JSN was he fit perfectly in the slot. It's never been DK's biggest usage. It had never been Tyler Lockett's biggest usage. Lockett had some more viability there, but Lockett, particularly at the time, was a vertical Z receiver and fit very well for what they were doing. So JSN just kind of fit in very nicely, and it was just a matter of like how often are they going to be in 3 wide receiver sets. The Guy Lemon, they already have the slot pretty well locked down. Now I understand, like particularly with Puka's, let's say last 6 months, 5 months, even going back into the season, it's not been pretty. And I think there's probably a reason why we've heard no talk of them having an interest in re-signing him long term. That could still change for sure, but it is not near the top of their priority list. Let's take a Blake Corum, speaking of. So it's just like running a system, and I know they ran a system with Kupp and Puka at the same time, so if anyone can do it, it's of course Sean McVay. But I just don't know. Like Casey Concepcion would be very interesting there because he could play inside and be the focal point. If and when Puka is off the team, he can play outside. He can be the vertical threat. He can fill in all the roles because Devontae Adams is obviously a great outside receiver, but he is that short intermediate receiver. The literal best in the game in the red zone. I think that's hands down, no question. Just dominates the intermediate. Every now and then he can get vertical, just like Puka. Every now and then he can get vertical, but that's neither one of their games. And yes, I know, like the Seattle game at the end of the year, Puka had the big catches, but that's just not their games. So Lemon doesn't feel like what they're missing is what they wanted Tutu Atwell to be last year, is just that vertical deep shot ability, also to help keep the defense honest. Concepcion or Tyson, I think, fill that more. I mean, Tate can do that as well, but that's all his, that's kind of all his game. He has no ability to really transition inside. I think Concepcion or Tyson would make the most sense for them, but Lemon is like the guy that fits the Sean McVay. We've seen it from the jump with Sean McVay, Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua. These guys just get featured. We got Whohems checking in while I'm on the clock. Let me make this pick. I don't have much Josh down, so it's double Indiana. Let's see if I can get Daniel Jones in a little bit. Good to see Whohems and our 2025 big board hero, Jarquez Hunter. Yeah. What do you think of Jordan Raanan leaving the witness? Fill me in. What did Jordan Raanan do now, Whohems? All right, let me go back to the board for a minute. All right. I'll get back to chat in 1 second after this pick. No, we'll do Denzel Boston. Sorry, that was sort of wrong. We'll do Rashard White. Yeah. Great. 1-4-5-1. Definitely only going 2 tight ends. Maybe do 3 quarterbacks still. Especially if Daniel Jones is going to be my number 2. Oh, okay. I see. What Hartman said, have you considered Love as an offensive weapon instead of a running back? He asked if he viewed Love as a running back or an offensive weapon. Then he said he views him as an offensive weapon. Coach Beak posted the conversation. Gotcha. So he asked Harbaugh that, and then Harbaugh responded that way. I assume Harbaugh, not Nagy, but wow. Yeah, I mean, what's he going to say? Like, no, I don't see him as an offensive weapon. Like, that would be the dumbest thing a coach would say. So I've not seen the Coach Speak Index about that. Good shout. Oh my. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Jordan. Considering the last 2 years, 2 years ago, he said it was Singletary's backfield 80% would get 80% workload, which is just insane. Like, that is CMC. Like, no other running back gets 80% workload, right? and of course, by like week 4, Tyron Tracy's like 40% and then takes over and all that kind of stuff. And then last year he said it is Tracy's backfield. Scatterboo might get a small role or something. And just, again, completely wrong. So Daniel Jones goes. That's unfortunate. We'll take CJ Stroud here. Maybe I get Dalton Schultz as a stack. If not, I'm not too worried about it. right, let's go back to chat. We can split them out wide. Drink. Yeah, exactly. Like we hear this all the time. And yes, for some guys like CMC, Gibbs, Bijan, they do split them out wide some. And it does obviously help their fantasy outlook, but it's never as much as people think, with the exception of maybe Christian McCaffrey, who can literally get 1,000 yards receiving. It's so, like we hear it all the time. It is one of the worst things. I think it was the GM. Okay. Yeah. We got PPR Tyler in here. Hope you're doing well. How you doing? No, you're getting ready. We're all getting ready for the draft. It is crazy. It's a little over a week away. Okay. I'll go Juwan Jennings. Take a little bit more of him, more of an upside swing. Hopefully he gets a fun landing spot. Hulk, I think it will be O-line heavy when in doubt, build the trenches. I brought up Hulk's comment and I meant to comment on it, but sorry, the Jordan Rodon thing triggered me just because people listen to it so much and he's so sure about it. Like most beat writers will be like, oh, like it's one thing to say Singletary's going into the year as a lead back, or Tracy might even go in the year as a lead back, which made sense because Scatterbo was injured at the time, like injured for most of camp. But to say like that it locks was wild. So wonder if wide receivers fall in this draft first. Consensus similar last year with the running backs due to the volume of good, not great players. Yeah, I do think that some of it. I think one key thing will be, do people get aggressive in the top 10 picks? You currently have a window of teams, kind of starting with the Giants and Giants, Browns, Washington, Saints, Chiefs, all can make a strong case for receiver. Now the question is, Chiefs obviously have another first rounder they could wait on. Washington, I think they want receiver. They have a lot of defensive needs. Jeremiah Love would also be the top of the list, and same for the Giants. I don't think the Giants take one there, and the Browns are another team. They have another later first rounder. So take a Travis Hunter share. Good to see Jacoby Brissett fall some. I think that makes more sense. But so I think it kind of depends. If like one or two of those teams just pull the trigger and take the first round wide receiver, or like their early wide receiver, then it could lead to a kind of not a run, but because then you have teams later on who are much more apt to be taking wide receiver, or at least targeting it. If those teams all pass, if they all, Chiefs go offensive line, Washington goes Love, Giants go defense or offensive line themselves, Browns go offensive line, Saints could go defense. I think Saints are the one team most likely to take a receiver in the top 10. But let's say for some reason all those teams pass, and then it's like you're just getting value. If you're the Ravens, if you're the Dolphins, if you're whoever, the Jets at 16. So, I think we still get 5 wide receivers, but I do wonder if it is more pushed to the back half of the round, in part because we have these teams like the Browns, Chiefs, Dolphins with 2 first-round picks. So Dolphins could get, they have major corner needs as well. They could take a corner, or they have major defensive back needs. At 11, they could take a corner or safety. Also could go offensive line. They pretty much need everything. And then still get whatever receiver still available at 30. And same with the Chiefs. They could go offensive line, maybe corner, but I kind of agree with Tuhames. That seems less likely. I will take Dalton Schultz, but I do like Woody Marks as well. But if I'm only going 2 tight ends, let's just lock it down there. So I think we're going to see like 2 in the top 15, and then maybe 1, 16 are the Jets. So if the Jets pass, Jets could definitely go. If the Jets pass, then receivers really could fall. And then maybe 1 in the 16 to 20, I'll say 23 range. Then you have the Browns at 24. I think the Browns are 24. And then I think you could have 2 or 3 at the 24 through 32. And some of it could just be a team trading up, because wide receiver, that 5th-year option, does have some value. We just saw what George Pickens having to get franchise tagged. Alec Pierce just getting a massive deal. These were 2 second-round picks. Both their teams would have loved to have a 5th-year option available instead. So this is the other thing, is you could have a team honestly, even a team like the Browns or the Jets trade up from their early 2nd-round pick, just move up a couple spots to Seattle's number 32 pick, just to get that 5th-year option and also secure a guy who maybe fell a little bit. But one thing, while I do think it's a deep receiver class, I do think there's a bit of a cutoff after the top 6. Jaron Bernard's my number 7. But he's not going to fit for everyone. He doesn't have the same high upside that some of these other guys have. So I do think there's, going to be a push for these top 6. Now, I think they all go in the top 40, but that's why they could have all end up in the first round. We'll just take Aaron Rodgers to secure a 3rd quarterback here. Didn't love what else was on the board. I think I'll go 9 wide receivers. We'll see what I get at running back left. All right, catching up. Yes, I think it's going to be very offensive line heavy. I think we'll have like 9 first-round offensive linemen, probably 1 interior player. I mean, a couple of the tackles could be moved inside depending on the team, but it's a fairly strong offense tackle draft. So I think we could have like 9, maybe even 10 offensive linemen in the first round. It's one of the deeper, I don't think there's a single like Trent Williams type, Walter Jones type, none of those like, elite left tackles, but it's a pretty good tackle draft. We'll go Kamara. And then Ione. You also could get like a guard like a Chase Besantis or Pregon getting pulled up, 1 or 2 others that, could be 2nd rounders, but you have teams at the back end of the first round who could absolutely use them. All right, let me go to the board. And a lot of the mid to early 2nd round linemen are getting a lot of buzz. Yeah. Bijan is a weapon. Oh, no doubt about that. What happened on Twitter? I haven't been on much today. Good thing, because Tua can't throw deep enough for London. Team PPR Tyler, what the hell was that thumbnail today? He wants you in the kitchen cooking, such a crazy, insane thing. All right, somebody's got to fill me in. All right, 1 more to go. Don't need tight end. Not going to take quarterback. Still don't mind Katron Allen. Let's do that if I maybe I go 9 receivers now. We got GAB in here. The wish casting is overly optimistic with this wide receiver class. I don't see any more than 4 going in the first round and on the top 10. Yeah, I mean, so that's the thing. Like, I don't think there's many of these receivers who are going to be number ones, but it's kind of similar last year. Like, T-Mac was the only, and Hunter were the only like number 1 talents. Mbuka, yeah, Golden, Higgins, all these other guys, these are number 2 wide receiver, number 2s or 3s. So it was a depth class, and I feel it's very similar to that, and actually a little deeper. But there's just so many teams that need wide receivers, and the thing is, it's not these teams' primary needs. Like Washington has their alpha, Saints have their alpha, but they need a number 2. They are very desperate for a number 2. Chiefs, the same thing. Like, you could say they have their alpha, maybe. I don't know. Like, how confident are we about the the future? I've done it in a while. Let's take an eye on Manor. The future of Rasheed Rice, another guy who's zero buzz about an extension, despite being an impending free agent. I think I do just one more receiver. Jeremy's a Falcon or Niner. Yeah, I don't think he'd get taken in the first round by the Niners, so it'd have to be them like moving up in the second round. Falcons, I think that's right a perfect range for him. Drew Aller, Sweetleaf saying Drew Aller visiting the Steelers today. Wonder why. I wouldn't be surprised. Since he went to Penn State, it probably doesn't even count as an official 30 visit. Usually you get, some extra spots for local guys, and local can also be, if they're like from the area. And yeah, I think the Steelers are probably taking another young quarterback. I know they took one last year, of course, but this is a team with a first, a second, 3 thirds, 2 fourths, I think maybe an extra 6. Like, they have a ton of picks. They got Will Howard on day 3 last year, but could they use one of those thirds on a quarterback like a Drew Aller? I've also mentioned Garrett Nussmeier. Nussmeier's dad coached under Mike McCarthy, so there's some connection there. A couple times, I believe, he coached under Mike McCarthy, so would not shock me to see Garrett Nussmeier as an option for the Steelers also. I'll do a Jacoby Lane. I think Lane could have third-round capital. He is more of a project player, but he's got some vertical ability. Maybe he gets on the field. In many ways, he's kind of like this year's version of Elikayo Manor, like size, some speed, has some vertical ability, but very inconsistent. And we saw Manor with some opportunity was able to produce this rookie. I thought he was going to be more of a project, and I still think he is on some level, but opportunity can matter quite a bit. All right. This draft is wrapped up. So, King and QC, I'm not sure. Not sure if he's in chat. So we had, and is the Peyton, the Eli, is that somebody in chat or not? Peyton Legend, the Legend Manning. So I did know we have Bukowski with JT, and apparently King QC is in here. Let me know if you're in chat. I'm embarrassed to admit I did make me watch part of that Tout House episode. It was cringe. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to catch up on this afterwards. Rogers, Steve Rogers. I knew Meg was watching, Mike. Rick is a fan. I watched the first 5 minutes and knew the exact day I was at for streaming streak. Wow. I am definitely going to have to catch up on this drama. All right. So let's go into, we'll do my team first. And after that, I will catch up on chat, then do other teams in this draft. I went 3-6-9-2, Dart, CJ Stroud, Aaron Rodgers. Went the third quarterback with having a guy like Dart, who's had his own, serious injury history, or multiple injuries so far. CJ Stroud, not exactly the 1-2 combo. Had it been a little better, I would have been fine stopping at 2. So tacking on Rodgers there. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, so like double anchor. Got 2 guys in that mid-tier, Quorum and White, who should be at least the number 2s on their team. Alvin Kamara, probably number 2, I think, unless something crazy happens. I think we're going to say Alvin Kamara in the 190s is one of the best values in this draft. The projection should be Austin Eckler, the last couple of years. And if that's the case, he's absolutely smashing this value. And then Katron Allen, for a guy who's probably going in the 4th round, maybe is a number 2 goal line type back, could easily pay off that ADP. CeeDee Lamb, Emeka Mbuka, Alec Pierce, Cortland Sutton, 4 in the top 100. Then took Josh Downs. I was hoping for Daniel Jones. That didn't pan out. Then I took some upside swings here. Juwan Jennings, we'll see where he lands. Travis Hunter, we'll see how much he plays. Offense, and then Ayamanor and Jacoby Lane. So there's a path where this turns into a very thin wide receiver room, but overall it feels pretty good. Obviously would have liked it a little bit better with Daniel Jones since I got the double stack, and then only 2 tight ends with Loveland and Schultz. All right, let's catch up with chat so I can get into it more. I don't want to have beef with boring Rick. I'd much rather beef with Steve about Superflex structure and who can make more players go to college. Absolutely, PBR. Oh man, that is crazy. One of the applicants has started beef with PPR Tyler. Why? Thumbnail with boring Rick in standard Indian outfit and PPR Tyler's wife in kind of super not cool. Jesus. All right. Definitely need to get you on 24-hour live stream May to have some challenges with Steve. Yeah, that'd be fun. Everyone is sleeping on Carnell Tate. I mean, I like Tate. I just think he's a very high floor, solid ceiling guy. I think he's going to be a long-term number 2 in this league. It's going to be an OSU dominated first round. Definitely dominate top 15. You're going to have at least 4 players in the top 15 and probably the top 10. Downs could maybe survive the top 10, but yeah, you're going to have 4 OSU players that early is pretty wild. And then maybe Cade McDonald later. It's because the NFL knows ball. Sweet Leaf, according to reports, pros trade would send Anthony Richardson from the Colts to the Steelers in exchange for Mason Richardson, a 6th round draft pick. Why? That is, like I said, Steelers have some picks to burn, but that's not the direction I would be going. Burn all your DK Metcalf and Michael Pittman would have to be so pissed. He's like, I thought I got rid of this, shitty quarterback play. Free 30 visit is only a 50-mile radius. So I thought you could designate certain schools. I'd have to double check. And because there's so many schools that are in state for somebody that, and I know it's not like if you're in, like San Francisco and somebody down in San Diego State, maybe not, but yeah, I'd have to look at the exact things, but either way, it wouldn't necessarily surprise me Steelers talking to some quarterbacks. But I would just think that Penn State would be a designated school zone, like a area that they could do. because 50 miles is very, very thin. Like now, if it's where a player was like grew up, I could believe the 50-mile radius. But I thought schools, it could be a little bit wider reach than that. Because I actually think, like for Washington, I think Virginia Tech counts, and it's nowhere near 50 miles. My unpopular take is Rodgers is retired, but Meg, I do think Pat Fryer is one of the best picks on the board. Free Anthony Richardson. I don't know. I just don't think he'd fit well in Mike McCarthy's system, like at all. That doesn't seem like a fit. So you're saying I need to go in on Allen, your words to my 20th round pick. Your words to my... Oh, Katron Allen, sorry. Yes, I'm here. Good to see you, King QC. Oh, Leo was in the 9-hole. Okay, I'll again, we'll do reviews for Leo, Bukowski, and JT, since they're FanSpeak members. But I will take just a quick look at your team, Leo. Appreciate you for joining. Huheim's almost went for Savion with that last pick. Nice squad, Steve. Appreciate that, Bukowski. Interesting, Sweetleaf. Had not heard that. Nice. But he does seem motivated. Sleeping in Tate ceiling is what I'm saying. He's going to dominate. Yeah, we'll see. I just think there's a lot of, and again, good receivers, but just not sure he has the full package to be great. All right, so let's take a overview. What pick did Leo was the 9-hole? So this was you. I don't know why I thought you had a different Underdog name. So sorry for not recognizing it. So you did a 3683 with a ASB, Barkley, A-Chain, and McConkey start. I like that start for sure. And yeah, I mean, good solid build. Let me go over the YouTube members teams, starting with Bukowski. 3683 himself, Drake May, Matt Stafford, and then tacking on Tua. Getting Tua at a fall was also nice. Travion, Quinshon Judkins, Chuba Hubbard, Chris Rodriguez, Zach Charbonnet, Emma Johnson. So, former teammates, Hendo and Quinshon Judkins, then Hubbard, Chris Rodriguez, Charbonnet, and Emma Johnson. I think, love the value gain on Emma Johnson, and that should be enough. Hubbard I have some worry about as well, but if he survives the draft and it's just him and Jonathan Brooks, then he's I think fine. So yeah, it's just a matter of, I think, getting to Charbonnet when he returns, and this is probably a solid enough group to do that. For starting, late, I think it's smart you took Henderson and then took a couple in a row or in that same range, so you're covered. Puka, London, Chris Olave, so 3 alpha studs. Ricky P, so fourth one in the top 100. Then Omar Cooper, Kayshon Boutte, Elijah Surratt, and Bryce Lance. So those top 4 guys are your core, and then you really swung for the fences, and I think that's a fine call. Cooper and Surratt not only are probably 2 guys taking the top 75 picks, but they're also very NFL ready. Bryce Lance probably goes somewhere in the second round, maybe not as NFL ready, but could be a nice fun spike week guy. And then a tight end room of Dallas Goedert, AJ Barner, Gunnar Helm, very strong for relatively little investment. So yeah, I think that team turned out pretty well. Got some stacks here with May and Henderson and Kayshon Boutte, Stafford, and of course Puka, and then London with Tua. So yeah, I like how that team came together. Next up was JT 3593. Allen, Mendoza, Kirk Cousins. So essentially Allen in the Raiders room, and I think that's perfectly fine. Very little investment to tack on with Allen, so I think that's good. McCaffrey, Love, Rico Dowdle, double anchor, but then hitting like Dowdle, Pollard. He's really nice, so I can see why you're stopping at 5 here. Najee, we'll see where he lands, but that's a good upside option for Naj. Basically it'd be hard for him to be in a landing spot that he won't be drafted higher, whenever he signs. DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Brian Thomas, DK Metcalf, still get 4 in the top 80, but top 100, Casey Concepcion and Shakir pretty much right after. Denzel Boston, I think, gained some nice values there. Jalen Naylor, Trey Tucker, so both Raiders receivers, both can pay off. One could be a smash. It's doubtful both fail, so I like that. Tight end, I would say, is a little thin, but this is where the 4-12 comes in. You're not going to need much to push through. Hopefully one of Stowers or Njoku end up with a solid landing spot. I would have wanted maybe at least one tight end that I have some confidence level in, even if it's like a Kate Otten or Gunnar Helm or somebody like that. But I don't think this really impacts you. And honestly, even in the 1 of 5 formats, like, in the quarter and semifinals, like, yeah, Kyle Pitts get a 40 points. What are the odds there's a Kyle Pitts team in your pod? And like, for instance, that week, Trey McBride had 30 some points. Dallas Goedert had like 26 points. You could get it into a pod and none of those guys are in there. And so you're, 7 points from David Njoku could be totally fine. And yeah, I don't think it really impacts you in the regular season side of things. As long as they have some reasonable landing spot. Like if they're all totally buried, yeah, that's not great, but you should be fine. King QC 3683, Jaden, Mahomes, Baker, running back room, Genty, Kyron, Kenneth Gainwell, Aaron Jones, Tank Bigsby, D. Mercado. So, Genty and Kyron is getting like a double anchor. Gainwell and Jones should be in that mix of heavy usage, even if they're not the number one. Tank Bigsby, one of the best handcuffs there are. D. Mercado should, currently right now is probably the choose third down back. And number 2 back behind Kenneth Walker. Might not retain that full role. I think that becomes the question. Like, do they add somebody for more like short yardage stuff? We'll see. Rasheed Rice, T Mac, Mekhi Lemon, Chris Godwin, Steph Diggs, Darnell Mooney, Jeremy Bernard, Jalen Noel. I mean, I struggle with pulling Rice up this much just with, like, I understand, it's like first couple games from Mahomes when he came back. But I do worry about them adding like a first round receiver. And this is where the difference is. If they add a receiver at, 9, 29, or I think 39 is their second round pick, might be 40, whatever it is. I think you should value it in 3 different ways. If it's 9, then I think that's some trouble for Rice. If it's 29, maybe. If it's 39, Rice is probably fine. Would be the way I look at it. And so I think, we'll find out next weekend. But for the rest of that receiver room, guys who should be, the first 5 guys should all be heavily involved. Mooney, Bernard, I think those are good value plays. And same with Jalen Noel. Some people are still in on the Tank Dell stuff. I'm not. I think Noel is a 20th rounder. Is one of the best 20th round picks out there. Big chance to jump with no Christian Kirk, Tank Dell, no guarantees back. And even if he is, like, is he staying on the field? And is he beating out Jalen Noel? Like, he might be back, but Jalen Noel might just be clearly ahead of him now. Do like this tight end room quite a bit. Sadiq, Chig, and Pat Freiermuth. Again, not a ton of investment, but very, very strong with tons of upside with Sadiq and Chig, unknown opportunities. Like Chig has a chance to really step into his own, and Sadiq, if he gets a good landing spot, could could be a massive value. And then Freiermuth, no Jonnu now, should pay off more with better offense. So we'll get back into some drafts. Get a bunch of slows going. So I'm going to run 3. If I could get somebody shout out where we are for likes right now, and I'll set a like goal. Let me catch up with chat. Yeah, said that. But he doesn't seem motivated. I don't know. I'm not sure if I remember what the he doesn't seem motivated was. Yeah, sleep on Tate's ceiling. I'm not 100% sure. I've looked into it a couple times, so maybe exceptions, but it's the only thing I found concrete. Okay. Yeah, I could be wrong. I thought they could designate schools, certain schools, is what I thought. So, but it's not something I've truly looked into much lately, because it's also, teams have no problem taking players who they don't have 30 visits for, especially if they met with them at the Combine and or Senior Bowl. Helani is giving me young Eckler vibes. I think George Helani, I have like 9% of him. I think he's a fun click in this range. So 25 likes right now. All right, I'm going to run 3 drafts here. If I get to 35 likes, I will do one more draft. If I get to 40 likes, I will do, so I'm going to run 3 drafts right now. If I get to 35 likes, I'll run one more. If I get to 40, I'll run for my third round of drafts, it'll be 2. If I get to 50, I will run 3 more at a time. Okay, gotcha, Williams. All right, let me enter this UDFA 2. I'm going to enter the next 3 drafts. So I'm going to count it down. I'm going to enter in 10 seconds. Enter in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. So I need to clear some of these other slows while we do this. Let me get back into chat. Hopefully they've all filled by now and we're going to be starting soon. Take another quorum. And a Worthy. I think Worthy is interesting. This is the thing with Rashee Rice, is if they draft a first-round receiver, he's now dealing with 2 first-rounders. And people say Worthy hasn't done it yet. I don't know. Like Worthy had the same second half blow up that Rashee Rice did from his rookie year. And then unfortunately, when Worthy was in a position to take off last year, he gets hurt third play of the game. It just wasn't the same. And then, when he started to maybe get healthier at the end of the year, now Mahomes is hurt. And yeah, Chris, whatever his name is, was not getting the ball anywhere. It was some of the worst passing I've ever seen. So I just think Rice could get squeezed more than I think people are giving consideration to. Not that he's a terrible pick, but you're also adding back Eric Bieniemy, Travis Kelce for one last ride. All right, we're on the clock here. Let's go with JT. But thank you everyone for joining. I see Legion in this one, Sweet Leaf in this one. I'll of course go over FanSpeak members teams afterwards. 15 to give an embarrassing story about Meg. If I get into overflow for 3 drafts at once, I quit forever. He's kept saying Keaton is going to be motivated. I said I don't care. Most players are motivated. Gotcha. All right. So far, I don't think I missed a pick. It's going to be my number one goal. I got Who Heems and Fanspeak in this one. Nice. The Worthy stuff feels a lot like overthinking to me relative to where he's picked this year. That seems fine. Exactly. Like, even if they draft somebody, I think Worthy, he's just being picked in the 100, 90 to 110. There's plenty of room. Like, if they don't draft somebody or they draft somebody in the second round, Worthy should be going much higher. I think we're just assuming a little too much for the race stuff. When like Hooms and I talked about before, like Rice is so much of his production is just totally predicated from the slot. And while that could still continue, what if the Chiefs start going to more 12 personnel, like following the league trends, particularly they want to be more of a run heavy team. There's just a lot of things that, just aren't as sticky as people want it to be. Ed Air checking in. I mean, maybe not, but I don't know why we're writing him off when his games on the field, he's actually been pretty good. Like his rookie year, he was pretty good. Into the playoffs, he was really good. Even in the Super Bowl. And I know people say the Super Bowl was out of reach at that point. Maybe, but he's still dusting the Eagles secondary. They knew where the ball was going, and he was still dusting them. I don't think I've multi-3 before. Immediate regrets. Appreciate you joining. I want to be on the field for Worthy either way. Yeah, and to me, it's he's not like a red zone guy, obviously, but they showed his rookie year they can do some manufactured stuff with. Okay, you probably should focus James Cook for this as well when you're up on 2. Speaking of immediate regrets, Drake London as well, but they showed the same manufactured touch stuff. He's got the deep ball ability. I know it hasn't fully connected with Mahomes, but we know Mahomes can do it, and we know Worthy can do it. So at some point, they're both going to be healthy enough where they can connect, theoretically. And if so, then Worthy can be a big-time spike week guy. I do think Worthy is the one that suffers this year, not Rice, if Tate Tyson goes there. Maybe, but here's the thing. Like, if Tate Tyson and they're in 2 wide receiver sets, those could be the 2 guys. Rice could become what JSN was as a rookie. Worthy playing the Lockett role, Tate Tyson playing the DK Metcalf role. We'll do Jeremiah Love in this one. I did Barkley in the last one. So I don't know for a fact that, the Chiefs are going to go more 12. I don't know if I agree with that. Worthy had a fine rookie year, particularly if you extend out into the playoffs. Worthy had a better rookie year than Rome Odunze, had a better rookie year than, basically anyone not named Neighbors and Brian Thomas and Ladd McConkey. All right, up on a pick. And I do think we can extend into the playoffs. Like, that's a fair thing. Those games matter quite a bit. Actually, we'll go Josh Allen. I won't do the single quarterback Josh Allen, but hopefully I can be smart enough and only take 2. And this is not, I'm not trying to say Worthy is an elite receiver. I think he can be a very, Tyler Lockett is actually a very fair comp to him. And Tyler Lockett had a number of top 25 receiving years. In fact, multiple top 15. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I just don't know. Like his production numbers outside versus inside, and even his outside production numbers are almost solely the same kind of things, like little screens, little slants. Like I could, and honestly, they might neither be on the field a lot for 12 personnel. It might be Tyquan Thornton, fancy Justin Watson, or the can't block. No, that's true. That is true. But we don't always see it done that way. I guess it also depends on, like, if it's, for instance, what the Chargers would do. Like Ladd wouldn't be out there for a lot of 12 personnel last year when it was like clear running plays, but he'd come out on more like neutral plays. And so I think it's dependent on that. It's being schemed for by Andy Reid on Pat Mahomes. The team Chiefs would be better off with Jerick McKinnon back. Well, I think they're. Oh, all right. I did go on a 5-on-1. This is not going well. I do think like Kenneth Walker is the guy who's really going to take off in this offense. That is fair. I just don't know. At the same time, like the enemy doesn't have the same ties to Rice that Nagy does or did, and also just the team in general. Okay, I need to start paying more attention. The team in general just might be done with, not as thrilled with the Rice antics. All right, I need to clear some of these. I just don't. I think people are treating it like Rice is this home run. I get his first couple games back against the Raiders and a few other teams. He got a ton of touchdown looks, but many of those out of the backfield looks are going to go to like Kenneth Walker now. Travis Kelce is going to get his. There was that one game where they ran it to Kelce. It got called back, and Rice got the touchdown the next play. And it's like that, it was kind of a bullshit call. So, right, we'll just go Ladd here. And I just think the Rice stuff is far less sticky than people are making it out to be. With so many changes to Mahomes, the offense coordinator, Rice himself, Worthy getting healthier, Kelce being back, Kenneth Walker, and people are just treating it like this is, copy and paste. And I just think that's wrong. And again, I'm under the impression that they are drafting a receiver early, including very likely at potentially at 9. It's this team. We'll take a Brian Thomas share here. And a Carnell Tate share. I'm back to back in that one. So that's a fun wide receiver room. Cook, Barkley, and then Adams, McConkey, Brian Thomas, and Carnell Tate. All right. Get back in chat in a second. I'm trying to clear a couple of these. Go Jordan Tyson. Jeff Trash on plus 19 rookies team last night, projected 475 points. That's wild. But it's my favorite team so far. God. Who's your dealer? I need that stuff. Oh my. Josh Allen and the Bumblebees finished 6th in the pod last year. Only Scatterboo stayed healthy. We'll go Judkins here. If we're talking about him at pick 13, that's too far, but I think around Nico is fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a path for it. It all kind of depends on where the touchdowns go. I just think his target share is going to get eaten into, and the touchdowns will likely get eaten into with Walker. You know, Kelsey ran kind of thin on touchdowns last year, and especially at the end of the year after Mahomes. So it's just one of those things where, what if Kelsey goes back to his historical touchdown rates? Everything else with Kelsey last year was kind of at a historical, you know, like not his exact historical, but I think you know, we could easily see Kelsey have 10 touchdowns. That is, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. And just Kenneth Walker, I think, is just a big factor. Because yes, when they get inside like the 2-yard line, it's the Kareem Hunt show. But just the rest of the red zone, rarely running back touchdowns. And that's not going to be the case going forward. Kenneth Walker should have a much bigger red zone role. So when they're inside the 5, inside the 10, you know, just inside the 20, and more touchdowns can come from other avenues is how I view it. We'll go Marv here for running back start. This was the Brian Thomas team, yeah. All right. Do I double quarterback? No, you know what? I'll just double up Jags. Take something here. Last year, a much stronger rookie class fantasy production. This one seems way thin for that warehouse. Just saying, not killing it was a $2 draft. Stripped down from the big board to UDFA to, yeah. Roush is a secret weapon. I mean, I think he's going to have much higher draft capital than people want to admit. Like, don't be shocked if Sam Roush is like tight end 3 drafted. You know, and I would not be surprised if Bowers is not the second tight end drafted. I know like the underdog guys like Oscar Delp, maybe. I just think we could see like Max Clare. He just checks a lot more total boxes for a lot of teams. Walker leading the league in rushing touchdowns. Book it. Well, not even just rushing, but just getting those short swing passes that essentially Rashid Rice was getting out of the back. You know, that was essentially their, you know, going back to the Jerick McKinnon thing. Like Rashid Rice was playing the Jerick McKinnon role. I think Kenneth Walker now plays that role, and so just, you know, not necessarily rushing touchdowns, but could Kenneth Walker have like, you know, 8 or 9 rushing touchdowns, kind of similar to what Kareem Hunt had, but then have like 6 receiving touchdowns? Yeah. But, you know, I mean, Rashid Rice says, outperformed this before. It is, I just think we should be considerate of the very tiny sample sizes we've gotten. 3.5 games before Mahomes got his knee. And then last year was like, what, a 4 or 5 game sample before Mahomes got hurt again and Rice got hurt. And at that time, Worthy was coming back from injury. We'll go Jalen Hurts. We'll just get a more elite quarterback in for this one. I'm gonna reach on a receiver. Chris Godwin. I don't have him. Yeah, good. Yeah, Mahomes also had 5 rushing touchdowns last year. No, for Kenneth Walker, that's why I'm very, very bullish on Kenneth Walker. I am ranked pretty high in the early second. I think I'm going to continue that, barring something crazy happening in the draft. We'll do Kyle Pitts. Maybe I'll take both tight ends here. No, I'll do Stafford with Lawrence. Go Ricky P in this. It's the Stafford team. Yeah, it's not unlike off-on splits for NBA team market shares, and things change based on who's on the field, and sometimes you don't have big samples. Exactly. I mean, that's my point, because people who supported Rice last year said, well, before, his end of the year rookie production was on a high pace. But the thing what they failed to mention last year is Worthy's second half of the rookie year production was essentially on the same pace. And, that obviously was without Rashee Rice, Worthy's rookie year. But it's just like there's not been a lot of time where these two guys have both been healthy and both been like kind of established to understand what they can be. So that's like the first thing. And then, of course, just all the other things I mentioned. And that's where I'm at. It's not like a guarantee, but most of the guys we're taking in the first round, we can pretty much guarantee. Like even guys with a clear number 2, like Lamb and Pickens, like Puka and Adams, like Chase and Higgins. Like, we know those are the most set in stone offenses. And yes, it's Andy Reid and all this, but I just think there's a lot more moving parts for the Chiefs. And truly, I've said before, like if the Rams take a receiver at 13, I'm moving both Puka and Adams down. Like they have to get moved down. And it would be the same thing if like the Cowboys take one at 12 or the Bengals take one at 10. I think everyone would be in agreement with that. So why would we not be in agreement of moving Rice down, who to me is just not in the same category as those other alphas? Yeah, I mean, Worthy is small, so it is likely, Kelsey's a big guy, but it's not like Kelsey was trying to hurt him or trying to even hit him. It was just a collision, and Worthy crumpled like an aluminum can. But the Worthy injury risk is no doubt a factor. That I will 100% agree with. We got Schneid in here. Good to see you, Schneid. Hope you're doing well. We are almost in crunch time. I know Schneid, maybe he's posted it. I know he's doing a mock draft soon. I hope I didn't miss it. Let me know in chat, Schneid, when you're doing your mock draft, because I'd love to catch that. So I had an eye infection, and the ring light is not helpful when I need to put drops in my eye and stuff like that. So yesterday and today I've been streaming with sunglasses, doing my best Candy Man impression. I'll do Kyler in this one. So right now, Schneid, I'm doing 3 of these UDFAs at a time. Did one solo and then 3 at a time. All right, Monday or Tuesday next week, Schneid is doing his mock draft. I cannot wait to see that. I'm going to be posting a mock draft and probably do a show with it as well, but I do want to see Schneid's. Very excited for that. Speaking of Kelsey, we'll go there. And we will go, we'll just go Malik Willis here. Is this the Josh Allen? Allen, Malik Willis, I think I can get by with those two there. You know, more of a chance they have the same bye being in the same division, but I'm okay with it. Williams is doing a mock draft. So yeah, should be a lot of great content next week, even if we don't have actual drafts to do from Underdog. If not Underdog, I'll still try and do like some drafters. You know what? I touted Xavier Worthy. I'll take the shot. I do like Concepcion more than him, but let's get a little bit more there. Yes, Schneid's takes are always great. I know I missed a couple chats. Matic was on both Rice and Worthy. What do you think about that? Damn it, Williams. No. Yeah, I mean, I know Davis is just a big Chiefs homer, and I get it. I mean, Meg, even though we grew up Washington fans, she's a giant Steelers homer. Jordan Mason there. Appreciate that, guys. I'm closing in on what I'm thinking, but I really want to see who's at Tyson's workout on Friday. Yeah, Tyson's workout, I think, is the big one because, and I'm sure, I talked about this earlier tonight, that like Schrader had him in his like top 10 to the Chiefs. Others have had him moving up. So it seems like there's a lot of like buzz around the league about Jordan Tyson. And I think the workout's key. And as long as he meets that threshold, I don't think that I'd say 21 it could be Tyson's floor. I think the interesting thing about the Steelers, while I think they're drafting a receiver at some point, probably more likely day 2 with a second and 3/3, but there's just a lot of really potential good fits for them. I mean, Mekhi Lemon would be exactly what they need. Slot guy, can fit in with the bigger guys like DK and Pittman. You have Jordan Tyson, who his college coach was Hines Ward. So, the Steelers are one of the few like true family organizations. Like I know Mike Tomlin's gone, but there's other people in that building who've been there since Hines Ward was part of the team. And I obviously they're going to have some insight there. Omar Cooper, with Kirk Signetti, Frank Signetti Jr. is on the coaching staff, can make a lot of sense there. So you just have some interesting ties, I think, with those kind of guys, for sure, if they did want to go first round. But that's also why I could see them going like Surratt in the second, given the Signetti tie. We'll go Jalen Millen. Actually, no, Kelsey. I know who gave his Chiefs exposure yesterday. I am big on Kelsey this year. I just think the price is not we just haven't adjusted it. And I think we're still treating him almost like he's retiring, and he's obviously not. Guy was 3rd in points per game last year, 9th in total points, and that was with, and I know some people point to the Rice suspension, I get that, but his usage was good for Rice, after Rice. His usage was still good at the end. It was just not Patrick Mahomes throwing him the ball, and that's why his like points per game numbers were as low as they were. Sorry. We'll go Diggs here. I'm up on all 3. That's never fun. We'll just go 2 tight ends with Goddard. And that sucks. All right. So when I did the tight end shows Who Games a couple weeks ago, we looked into this, and if you look at Kelsey's numbers with Mahomes and without, just massive difference. I mean, as one would expect. And Kelsey probably would have been top 5 in points per game if Mahomes played the whole year. He's just going way too late for us, to me, where he's going. And Mark Andrews is kind of like the other version of that. I think it's too much double counting of age, in my opinion. I didn't really want third quarterback, but I guess I know Who Games is very much more in the 2 quarterback camp in these drafts. It would have been fun a bit to say passing on Worthy here. He stinks. Yeah, everyone thinking Tyson Kansas City is not exactly what I'm going to have. Be shocked if the Chiefs took Tyson, not what I'm thinking either. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think the Chiefs go offensive lineman at 9, receiver at 29. And might even trade up a little bit to secure that receiver, or secure whatever one they want. They should pay more attention to the draft. Brenton Strange stayed. That is good. That's kind of how I see it. Just because offensive line, there still could be some decent offensive linemen at 29, but at 9, you're probably getting O-line 2, O-line 3, whoever it is. I just think there's more upside there. Same. I think if Bain falls, we like him, or Tate. I think Bain would be the other one. Wide receiver is the 4th in the betting odds for Kansas City would too. Yeah, I think they are taking the receiver early. It's just more likely, to me, it's more likely to be 29, or I think their second rounder is 39. And it could be, another team that I said could jump back into that Seattle pick, I think, is totally up for grabs. Whoever wants to trade for it can trade for it. And that could be the Chiefs saying, we're going to take somebody at 29, we're going to take somebody at 32. And, one of those being a 5th-year option receiver. Shaheed. 2. Yeah, that's what I'll go. All right, Kelsey is my first Kansas City exposure, but I have moderate exposures. Yeah, probably bet that at probably FK. I take a motivated missile there. Kelsey should be by Pitts Laporta, I think. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Hulk. I'm not saying Kelsey should be where Colson Loveland or Tyler Warren are, but how's he not going, more in that Pitts Laporta range? And honestly, Fannin, I think, is just way overpriced, given the offense. Take DK Metcalf here. All right. Upon this pick, these drafts are wrapping up, and then I'll see what our likes are at to maybe do something else. Lawrence and Stafford, I would go 3rd quarterback, but you don't have to. Running back, we'll take Spears as well. Go Debo here. Actually, I'm going to go James Conner. Sometimes Debo comes back. If not, not the end of the world. Oh, shit. Yeah, that was probably not the best pick, but that was a panic one. Yeah, this is why I don't take tight ends early. Not only do I think it's a little rich for the McBride Bowers, just given their expected offenses and just how thin of a small window that they have to pay off their ADPs. But then the prices are just so much better on that tier of guys from, and not saying this is the right order, but like the Jake Ferguson through, Goddard, Kelsey, Andrews, likely just going down. I mean, Hunter Henry was like 5th in red zone usage last year. Okay, like that seems very, very good, likely to be sticky, particularly with Austin Hooper gone. Even if they get AJ Brown, I'm not worried about Hunter Henry paying off his ADP. Alan Willis, running back. I think a Dylan Sampson share. I don't have a ton. I think Kelsey should go behind Pitts, Laporta, but easily ahead. I think that's right where we slotted him in, if I remember right. Seattle's pick, I think, goes to the Cardinals or Jets, or whoever, when Simpson get that lovely 5th-year option. Yeah, I mean, definitely possible. But if they just decide it's not even worth it for us, for that 5th-year option, it could be a team looking to, because there's that early 2nd-round window for any receiver that slides out of day one. It could be teams like the Jets, the Browns, who don't take one with one of the first 2 round picks. So you could have a team like the Chiefs being like, okay, let me get ahead of them, etc. Moving between Homer and it's not Kelsey, it's Andrews, who could do that. Henry also lost the competition. Hooper, yeah. I think you can make the case that there's more touchdown competition with Romeo Doubs there, and especially if AJ Brown goes there. But I also think the case that I've been making is the Patriots were a highly efficient passing team last year, but not a high volume team. I think that changes with the tougher schedule and just further emergence of Drake May. Right, we have good at tight end. Take Kayshon Boutte. I think he's one where even if AJ Brown gets there, I think one of Boutte or Kyle Williams can still pay off. Obviously, Boutte has been a little bit better. It's better last year, so I want to have shares of both of them. Yeah, this I agree with. I mean, Sam Roush would be like the perfect Patriots tight end, but yeah, I don't think it impacts Henry at all. And I agree, they are going to draft somebody. It's probably 3rd, 4th round, and that probably doesn't make much of an impact for Hunter Henry, because Henry is in the last year of his contract, so another reason they could be drafting somebody, but I just don't think it's going to be, even if it's somehow Max Clare, I don't think it really impacts Henry that much. As we saw last year, I mean, Terrence Ferguson, Elijah Arroyo, these guys don't always, we're not going to do that. We'll do Mason Taylor. I need a 2nd tight end here. Up in all 3, so snap pick Kamara, and I'll snap pick Kamara again. A little early, but I just needed something. All right. Shit. Is this the Allen team? No. Okay, good. All right, finishing up these 3 drafts. I know, take a look at each one, see who was in chat, who was a YouTube member, and go over those teams. Then I'll see where our likes are at. So if somebody could give me a like update, I'd really appreciate it. We're at 35. All right, let's see if we can push that more. I appreciate everyone for joining, liking, commenting, of course, drafting with me. We appreciate all your support. Okay, this is the Allen team. To Jordan James. Spears, that's way too good a value to pass up. 196. I don't care if Jeremiah Love gets traded there. No, it wasn't Bob Hill to respect the game. I like the future potential, not year. Year one potential of Delp in Maryland if Pats pick a tight end. And won't need much capital for either. And I know, like, the Underdog guys and a few guys, I think even Dane Brugler, I think he might have developed as like his tight end 5 or tight end 6 now. And I've heard more people think he's day 2. I think maybe end of the 3rd round, but I think more likely early day 3. This is Hurts Murray, so I could go stop at 2 there. Kelsey Goddard. Let's go Naj. While we wait, let's do this slow. These slows are Friday is coming quick. That is, let me see, I can't remember if it's noon or 10 a.m. At some point, the clocks go to 1 hour, and that equals not as much fun. Vikings to take a tight end at plus 1,800 feels okay. Yeah, I mean, I think they definitely, people are willing to say the Ravens could take Sadiq. Why wouldn't the Vikings? I mean, Hawkinson's in his last year with the team. Let's take that Jaron Bernard. Actually, I'll go my guy Surratt. Do Chris Bell. Doing 9 receivers on this team. So let's find one more. Do Brennan Thompson. I'm throwing him in some 20th rounds the last couple weeks. This is the Allen Willis team. Do Franklin. Njoku landing spot. That's a good question. There's not a ton of teams that have a desperate need of tight end. There's teams that could go for upgrades, and I think more than a few teams where Njoku would be an upgrade. But are they willing to pay for it? Some of them, it's like, Njoku would be better offensive weapon than Mason Taylor, but Mason Taylor's young. Jets aren't going anywhere. They're building for the future. So I'm not sure they go that route. I have a tough time placing Njoku. I think the ideal would be the Panthers don't take Sadiq and they sign David Njoku. That probably isn't going to be the case. I haven't really heard any buzz on that or anything. So I think the best hope is it's a situation where he's like split with a young guy or an inconsistent guy and could just see a greater role. The other clear opening would be the Dolphins if they're willing to sign him, after the draft. Also, everyone on Monday evening in Discord, NFL Draft Fan Speak Challenge will go live. Enter by Thursday before the draft. You could draft with Meg, Steve, and maybe even Rudy. Bark, bark. Players with that dog in them. Oh, God, Mike. We'll tack on another Ollie share. So these three drafts are wrapping up. Go over them and then see where we're at. So I know I at least have one more pick in this one. Thought there was one more that I have a pick in. These slows are killer. Okay, yeah, another one there. Okay, that snap call there, but all right. This will be a 8 receiver team. I'll take another Keenan Allen share. Still no word that he's thinking of retirement. I think he's just probably enjoying his off season. We'll see if he wants to come back for one more. Yeah, nobody else I feel like really need to get. Yeah, I'll go, if I can get to it, I'll go Jalen Tolbert. Don't do a lot. I think the Dolphins are adding multiple receivers. But at the current, you can make the case he's the Dolphins' number one. So I think I'm waiting on one more pick for these three, and then we will look at those teams. Yeah, exactly. That's why I have 16% of them. I mean, he signed last year and went up to like the 11th round. And, that was one of the better landing spots, so crowded. But, just about anywhere, particularly post-draft, because we might not get a landing spot before we get to the 18 rounds, but he's going to go from 20/18 to at the minimum 14 and probably more like 12, 13, and maybe even 11 again. This is one, yeah, I actually think that would make a lot of sense because he's talked about wanting to stay in LA. He could stay literally in the same building and, have a title shot. I mean, I think he would have one with the Chargers, but definitely would have one with the Rams. Yeah, well, I'll do it. Why not? All right, I think these are all finished. Just give it a second. Let me see if I can. Team full. I think I got all three done. And yes, I have a lot of slows. So no, Keenan Allen would make a ton of sense for the Rams. They are in win now mode. He's going to come pretty cheap. Gives them inside-outside insurance. Doesn't give them that true vertical threat, but otherwise gives them exactly what they're looking for. All right, let's get into reviewing these three teams. And I will label them. Or 15 stream multi. So entering this, let's see, this one had Legion, Sweetleaf, FK, and Game Tight in here. All saying I'm glad that it's over. Yeah, it is not necessarily the most fun to multi. Entertaining for sure to watch, but not the most fun. So let's see. Legion, FK, and I apologize. I don't have a list in front of me. If either Sweetleaf or Game Tight are FanSpeak members, please let me know. I will start by reviewing my team, and then we'll get into the other ones. So just shout out in the chat if you're a FanSpeak member. This was my Josh Allen, Malik Willis team, so 2 quarterback, JT, Dave Montgomery, Kamunanga, Jordan Mason, Dylan Sampson, Tajay Spears, and Ollie Gordon. So got to throw like JT. Monty is like the second running back, I think is fine. And then 5 other backs, with not needing to go strong at quarterback and tight end for this. London, Jameson Williams, Alec Pierce, Cortland Sutton, Chris Godwin, so 5 in the top 100. And I take a break, get Denzel Boston, Jalen Naylor, Troy Franklin, and Keenan Allen. I mean, if Keenan Allen comes back, Boston gets a good landing spot. That receiver room looks pretty damn good. And then tight end. This one was probably the one I could have gone 3 tight ends with, and at one point I thought about it. But Strange and Mason Taylor, I think I'll be fine. GG, Mr. Legion, Mooncat. Were you in this draft? Did I miss seeing you in this one? Okay, no, I don't see. Maybe you were in one of the other 2. No, I know who's here in one of them, but I was just meaning this draft in particular. And appreciate you for letting me know, Sweetleaf. So let me go to Legion's team. Well, beforehand, I do like to just joining me, just like looking over what you did, 4-6-7-3, with a heavy wide receiver start. It's also why I'm guessing you only went 7 with JSN Neighbors, AJ Brown, and Luther Burden. Game Tight went 2-7-8-3 with a Chain Hampton and Javonte Williams as 3 guys in the top 4, and T-Mac as the lone receiver. Legion here, 2-6-9-3, Lamar, Aaron Rodgers, Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, J.K. Dobbins, Kenneth Gainwell, Emma Johnson, Najee, double anchor, Dobbins, Gainwell feel very good in this middle. I mean, this is how I like to build. You're doing double anchor. So, sometimes I take that third very strong running back, but grabbing guys like Dobbins and Gainwell just have such potential for them to be more than where you're taking them. Same with Emma Johnson. And Najee definitely feels like one of the best late round running back values in terms of like what his floor, at least his floor, can be. Receiver room, even with the double anchor investment, Olave, Adams, DK Metcalf, Jordan Addison, Michael Pittman, double stealer receivers, but I like this receiver room quite a bit. Shakir, even with DJ Moore there, I think it's fine at that price. And then Shamiri DK, Pat Bryant, and Skylar Bell for a rookie tack on at the end. Mark Andrews, Juwan Johnson, Dalton Schultz, very strong tight end room, and wait until 139 to pair with Lamar, and then Rodgers with the double stack as well. So yeah, Ravens, Steelers really stacked up. That could be a fun if they have a Week 17 matchup. But no, I like how that turned out, and no room feels weak. I actually think all rooms are pretty strong. Obviously, just two quarterbacks, but especially in the 4-12, I think that's even more right. I know we've talked about before, but I think it's definitely more right in this kind of format. FK 3593, Jaden, Justin Herbert, and then Michael Penix. So, two potentially top 10 quarterbacks. Michael Penix as the add-on insurance policy. Saquon, Breece Hall, Tony Pollard, Ray Davis, Braylon Allen. Nice little fall in Braylon Allen, which I think is fair just because Jets could add just about anyone on day 3 and it could be coming for Braylon Allen's job. But if not, you handcuff that room. You Saquon, Tony Pollard. I generally think Pollard's fairly safe regardless of what happens, because it's either he's the Titans' lead back or he's probably traded to a team who's going to utilize him. Receiver room, Justin Jefferson, T. Higgins, Rome Odunze, Michael Wilson, not my favorite guy, but you got the ball. Kind of get wanting, some exposure to him. QJ, Jalen McMillan, Trey Harris. So got, didn't get Ladd, but still stacked up. Herbert, with those two guys, Donnie Mitchell, Kyle Williams. So some spike week upside receivers at the end, but very strong core through McMillan, and then a couple guys at the end there. Kincaid, Chig with Jaden and Hunter Henry. Kincaid's been falling, so you're getting him at a good price, and he fell even more in this. Chig, he moved up from where he was initially, not necessarily in this contest, but in pre-draft stuff. But I just think there's still a lot of potential for value where he's currently going, and same with Henry. So I like how that team turned out as well. Where are we at the likes? Just curious as I get into reviewing the next one. Game Tight, let me know if you are a FanSpeak member or not. Okay. Come on, Underdog. Don't fail me now. I would do one more UDFA too. So yes, in 1 second after I review these last two drafts. I'm very much not a labeler, as you can tell. So this one, okay, this is the one that had Mooncat in it. Legion, Mooncat, Hulk, Huhames, and Bukowski is who I see in this one. My team, though, first, Trevor Lawrence, Stafford, Aaron Rodgers. Got 3 quarterbacks. Could have maybe stopped at 2, but I think tacking on third there is fine. James Cook, Saquon, Aaron Jones, James Conner, Taj Spears, Alvin Kamara. Went double anchor, made a pretty big gap to the next group. But I got guys who I think all can pay off their ADPs actually fairly easily, to be honest. So like that, Adams, McConkey, Brian Thomas, Carnell Tate, Jacoby Myers, 5 in the top 100. the double stack with Lawrence, got Stafford and Adams, and then I tack on Steph Diggs, Kayshon Boutte, and then a couple rookies at the end, Chris Bell and Brennan Thompson. So with that core, I think it's fine. And a tight end, Kyle Pitts, Travis Kelce, I think that could be fine in an 18-round format, a big board, and definitely in this UDFA with the 412. So, right, so I know Legion, Hulk, Uhames, and Bukowski are all members. Mooncat joined as well. Appreciate seeing you in here, Mooncat. So just give a look at what your team did. Structurally, 3-6-9-2 with a Gibbs, Bowers, Nico, and Jameson Williams start. I'm guessing you went, maybe you got Goff there as well. But let's review the FanSpeak members, starting with Legion's team 2-5-10-3. Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, perfectly good two quarterback room. Bijan, Chase Brown, Josh Jacobs, Quinshon Judkins, and Malik Davis. Yeah, I mean, four in the top 50 here. The running back position, tack on Malik Davis at the end. DK Metcalf, Courtland Sutton, QJ, Xavier Worthy, Khalil Shakir, Rashid Shaheed, Denzel Boston, Deebo Samuel, Torrey Horton, Pat Bryant. So, and I obviously see why you went 10 receivers, but even though you only had 3 in the top 100, and one of those is QJ, who's by no means my favorite, I still think this is a fine receiver room. I mean, Worthy's, we talked about him a lot, but Shakir, high floor play. Rashid Shaheed should be the number 2 there. That offense should be better. Denzel Boston's a rookie that could find a good landing spot. Deebo, free agent, who is definitely undervalued. Torrey Horton, it's one of those things like if Shaheed doesn't work out, then it's probably because of Horton. And Pat Bryant is a second-year guy. Going to be no more than number 3 in Denver, but just could have that opportunity in a really good offense. And then AJ Barner, Pat Freiermuth, and Cade Otton. 3 tight ends, not a ton of investment, but totally fine with that tight end room. And Lamar and Mahomes, I don't think, no Ravens, but I don't think that's a big deal. And you did stack up Mahomes a little bit with Worthy. So no, I think that's a fun, unique build. Your running backs are going to dominate, should hit your flex a lot. So honestly, you have 10 receivers, and most of the time you just need 3 of those to hit. And 2 of those are DK Metcalf, Courtland Sutton, very likely number 1s on their team, at least in fantasy production. And just some spike weeks and floor combos. So I like how that turns out. We had Hulk in here, 2-7-8-3. Burrow, Dart, so perfectly fine stopping at 2 there. JT, Dave Montgomery, Tony Pollard, Rashard White, Woody Marks, Isaiah Pacheco, Jordan James. JT, Monty is your lead backs. Pollard, White in that mid tier. Upside, I think Woody Marks now goes in place. I've been taking him. I'm not the biggest Pacheco fan right now, but I like you got the fall there. And if he survives the draft, if they don't add anyone, of much significance, then it's probably a really good pick. And then Jordan James is a nice insurance guy. So, if for some reason these last 2 don't pan out, because 49ers add somebody, Detroit add somebody, you're still totally fine with your top 5, particularly with JT leading the way. Neighbors, Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Michael Pittman, Travis Hunter, Tyreek Hill, Elijah Surratt, Tez Johnson. I think a nice balance of upside plays, and like Hunter, Tyreek is in that camp as well as some floor guys. Like Michael Pittman, I think is going to be super consistent. We know the top 3 are really good. Elijah Surratt, if he gets a good landing spot, could be a very consistent guy. And then 3 tight ends, Tucker Kraft, Dallas Goedert, Gunnar Helm. yeah, I mean, I would have been fine stopping at 2, but I definitely can't fault you for tacking on a third there just for some more depth. And I think that's a good team. I mean, Burrow, Dart, you should get a lot of quarterback points there. So Huheems and Bukowski, Jaden, Brock, Malik Willis. So this was one Huheems said went 3 quarterbacks, I think. And yeah, you get the Willis fall. So that makes sense. A lot of upside in that quarterback room with Jaden and Willis and Purdy. I mean, he was the guy last year. Genty, A-Chain, Scattaboo, and then just waited at running back afterwards. So you can triple anchor. Then Emmanuel Wilson, Katron Allen, Jerome Ford. You know, I said it yesterday, like I haven't really taken Ford. I think I took him once in a draft, or maybe it's a DraftKings draft. But if they don't draft anyone, Jerome Ford could end up pushing for a role. And then, you know, this is one of those things, like, you might just be fine with your top 3 backs. And then you have pads for Wilson, Katron, and even Ford to pay off. Receiver room, though, Buka, Evans, Pearsall, Casey Concepcion, Omar Cooper Jr., Juwan Jennings, Trey Tucker, Malik Washington, Jalen Knoll. So this is going to be a lot based on where these 3 guys end up. I mean, Concepcion, Cooper, and Jennings all can pay off their ADP basically anywhere, I feel like. But, you know, are they a home run pick? Are they a double? Are they a single? You know, just all kind of depends. But I think they're all likely to be positive, which is a good thing. And then, you know, Tucker is fine. I think we're seeing Malik Washington fall back again, which is good. For a while there, he was consistently going in the 180s. You know, 200 is fine. And I mentioned Knoll in the first draft. And that 2 tight ends, Laporta, Chig, that feels very, very good. And then finally Bukowski in this, Hertz, Herbert, and then tacked on Mendoza. And, you know, this is fine, you know. Mendoza, whether he starts week 4, week 8, week 12, week 16, like, you're covered. And, you know, I think that's a good way to approach Mendoza now. It's just like an icing on the cake type of pick. We don't know what to expect. We don't know how many games he's going to start. But, you know, we can get him at a reasonable price. He's worth tacking on to some teams for insurance. Kenneth Walker, Kyron, Swift. So 3 guys, you know, in the early rounds. Jadarian Price, another one I know you mentioned, Keaton Mitchell, and then Tank Bigsby. So I really like the top form. I'm less in on Mitchell, though I understand the path form. I just think Vidal, I think they just both kind of eat each other's workload too much, and Vidal goes 40 picks later. So that's my concern there. And if like Hampton were to miss time, I think Vidal's role is the one that expands more than Mitchell's. They both expand, but Mitchell is probably capped with how much it can expand, is kind of my take on it. But he is a fun home run threat running back. Tank Bigsby is just, you know, to me, him and Ray Davis are like the 2 handcuff guys. You know, that if anything happens to their lead starter, they're tremendous picks. Justin Jefferson, Devonta Smith, Michael Wilson, Jalen McMillan, Trey Harris, Jeremy Bernard, Alec Almader, and Jack Besh, Gadsden, Sadiq, and Terrence Ferguson. So, you know, tight end room, a lot of young upside there, and athletic ability. So a lot of probably spike week potential there. This receiver room, you know, Jefferson and Smith, kind of like the double anchor. Yeah, you know, I could have maybe made the case to go 9th receiver, just since your 3rd is Michael Wilson and 4th is until Jalen McMillan. But you're probably getting your flex from Swift and Price most weeks. So you just kind of need 3 receivers. I mean, I like all these guys. And I see the path for even guys like Amanor and Betch in year 2, Trey Harris for sure in year 2. It's just, I maybe, you know, would have wanted one more receiver if my my fourth is Jalen McMillan. Would probably be how I would do it. But, if you're only typically needing 3 receivers, it's more like you only typically need 1 receiver, because Jefferson and Smith should be pretty damn good. All right, let's get in, check out the last of the drafts, and then I'll do just one more. I'll label this. Thank you everyone for joining. Let's see. In this one, we had Sweet Leaf again, Legion, did get in all 3. And I think that was it. Let me know if anyone else was in here. I go 2-8-8-2, so more of a unique build for me. Hurts, Kyler. Fine stopping there. Got the Fallen Hurts also, which was nice. James Cook, Jeremiah Love, Kyron Williams, Quinshawn Judkins. So I didn't need to keep tacking on running backs. And had I done this slow or just a singular draft, I don't think I would have kept tacking on. This probably would have been more like a 10 wide receiver team. Because with those top 4, I probably don't need all of Connor, Kamara, Harris, and George Holani. I mean, I like all 4 of those guys, but I probably, like this Connor pick, at the very least, should have gone to the wide receiver room. Kelsey and Goddard, very fine with that. So the receivers, it's going to be thinner. Ideally, this would have been at least a 9 receiver team, but we'll see how it looks at Ladd, Marv, Ricky Pearsall. Really liking these 30-year Xavier Worthy, these 30-year breakout receivers, all from the 2024 class. Ladd, I think is a very good price. Marv, I'm kind of indifferent with. Ricky, he's fallen now with the Mike Evans thing. I think he fell too much. As much as I love Mike Evans, I think Ricky is probably the clear 2 there, particularly with Kittle being banged up. Worthy, we talked about. Shaheed, I think, is a fun price. I think Kayshon Boutte, as I talked about during the draft, has a path forward, and same with Surratt. And as for Tolbert, I think he can be in the Dolphins trio of receivers. There's a chance he gets totally pushed out, but for the last round, I think he's fine. Not the strongest receiver room. I essentially need my flex to come from the running back room every week. But if so, then I think it's fine, because then I can get 3 of these, particularly these top 5 guys, just about every week. So in this one, I think Legion was the only YouTube member. 2693, Lamar, Shuck, JT, Henry, Rico, Jadarian Price, Tank Bigsby, Katron Allen. Love that running back room. Again, 4 guys feel really good about. Tank is one of the best insurance policies in the game, and then Katron, rookie who feels undervalued. Garrett Wilson, Zay Flowers, Sutton, Pittman. Pittman's just outside the top 100. I think he's one of the best prices out there. Steph Diggs, Hunter, Trey Harris, Jeremy Bernard, and Rashard Bateman. I haven't really been taking Bateman. I just think the Ravens are upgrading that room. With Lamar, I get it, but overall, though, I think the receiver room, I love the young upside plays like Harrison, Bernard, Travis Hunter as well, and it's just very steady. Like Diggs is going to sign somewhere; he's going to return value. That top 5 feels exceedingly strong, and then it's like if Hunter and Harris or Bernard, any of those guys are a win, that wide receiver room more than makes up for you only taking 3, technically 3 in the top 100. Tucker Kraft, Juwan Johnson, Colby Parkinson, very strong tight end room as well. Juwan Johnson, another one of these guys who's just so undervalued. And you got aggressive with Tucker Kraft. I don't hate that. Kraft if there was a tight end who could have pushed McBride for tight end one last year, it would have been Tucker Kraft if he stayed healthy. So, sorry. Let me catch up on chat. Yay, hopefully I get in the pod with Steve. Missed the last round drafts. Had to feed and walk flawless. Nice. I should knock out 14 more before it closes. Yeah, I have a bunch to do as well. Appreciate Game Tight for letting me know. Anyone drafting the Dance NBA heavy volume? I'm not. Just haven't really focused on NBA this year, so I can't say I am. It's fine on 2 tight ends and 3 quarterbacks, but I have a lot of 2 tight end crafting, and it seemed like I like Helm more than Gotcha. Makes sense. Been doing a lot of 2 tight end teams for these UDFA drafts. The 412 advancement has drafting more imbalanced teams, trying to fight against my balanced build. I'm 100% with you, Hulk. All right, let's do one more draft. I'll just do a solo here. So let me count it down. Let's see, I have 14 more myself to go, so 13 after this. We're at 74%, so we got a couple percentage points in these last 2 hours. Let's enter here. I'm going to count it down, entering in 10 seconds. Entering in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. Right. And we essentially snap filled. We got Danamo in here. I'm in the 5 spot. We got Eric Van Steele in here at the 12. Good luck to everyone. Were you not trying to get in my trap? Thought I pre-filled. That last craft pick was Otto. I've had him ranked 4th round, so I'm fine to get him. Yeah, I mean, I don't, and point him up is fine, especially for a guy who. My issue with point up guys is when I don't think they can still pay off that price. Like Devontae Adams, I have him ranked at 39th. Whoa, would I feel justified in pointing him up? Yes. Do I do it? No, because I just generally get enough of him where he goes. But like you said, like that's what the ranks are for, to make sure you're getting guys that you feel are hitting value, even if you know you can sometimes manipulate the board to get them at a better all-around price. Yeah, we'll just go JSN here. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. And yeah, I know it's like the guys that I'm lower on, like Jalen Waddle, I would never get him autoed. I get that. For me, it's like those guys I need to see fall, 3 spots, 5 spots, 10 spots, whatever the case may be. That's when I'll feel better about taking them. No, glad you're here, Eric. Thank you. Do you expect there to be one more low entry contest for the draft? I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it would be UDFA 3, even though I think it would probably fill. I think it would be like a 5 max. And I've said for essentially since War Room 2 came out, I said, why not do a mini War Room, $5, 5 max. So it's essentially the entry of 1 War Room, and maybe it could be 10 max and you say it's the entry of 2 War Rooms. I would love a better structure. I don't think the War Room has the greatest structure, but particularly if you did 10 max, you could make it like 3 times the size of the War Room. The War Room was, I think, 4,500. You can make it 4 times the size of the War Room, to be quite honest. I think it'd fill. So that's what I imagine. But it could very well be UDFA 3. If this thing fills by tomorrow, especially if it's like midday tomorrow, you might say, all right, well, just do it one more time, and then that'll get us through the weekend. Because I don't think they want to get to it where it's just like only the little board's out from, if this fills tomorrow, and it's like the little board from here until next Thursday night. That's over a week with one contest that most people have maxed. It just feels like a missed opportunity for them. Go ahead and read. Yeah, no, there is a slight delay in stream. That's why when I count down, I usually tell people to enter around the 7. When I say 7, that's probably when you should be entering. So JT, that's a good tip going forward. When I count down, generally like the 6 to 8 mark is like when I'm truly clicking. Like when you see my countdown say 8 seconds, 7 seconds, or 6 seconds, that's kind of the window where you should probably be clicking. This is a family stream. It's all good, all good. Kraft is now my most drafted player due to these UDFA drafts. It's 8 seconds. I timed it when I was on with the Degen Dads. There you go. See, I knew it was right in that window. I see you like winning money. Coming up on this. Let's see what gets back to me. When he reaches 7, wait for him to reach 0 and get developer mode error. Pro tip. Oh my. Okay, Pickens at 29. And yes, I will take Pickens over Rice. At this point, like I'm just gonna wait on the draft for Rice. I wasn't gonna start taking him now. Depending on what the Chiefs do, I could be moving Rice up more. But I think I'll probably be always Pickens over Rice. I click at 9 seconds and that seems to work well. Yeah, it's definitely more in the back half. If you're waiting until I say 2, 3, 1, it's just not likely to happen if there's any sort of like push. That's just Cloud messing with UFK. More time you draft, less time you spend together. All right. Very symbiotic. Sometimes I wake up and it did 2 drafts for me. Oh, geez. So I will be back tomorrow, hopefully still drafting this. If not, I'll do drafters. And tomorrow night I'll be with Meg, obviously. Friday I'll be on at some point. Not sure what we'll be drafting. We'll see if there's something new released by then. If so, it could be that. If so, it could be like a drafters or DraftKings. I appreciate this, Eric. I enjoy your content, brother. Very calm, very knowledgeable. Disagree on just enough to get me regional exposure to guys that otherwise would be maxed out everything other than Big War. Yeah, Big War's the one I didn't do. I've missed a couple drafts just because I've honestly tried to push streaming things and that wasn't the right call. Like War Room 1, I was holding out one thing to do for a morning stream and it filled like an hour before I started my stream. So I was kind of tilted about that. But yeah, I've done most, and then the first UDFA, I was trying to wait, and then it was like, well, Sunday, it's just going to fill. And that did not work. I did not and you could only do fast at that time, so I didn't get that filled. So I try to max out as much as I can. But thank you so much for the compliment, and I appreciate you for joining in here, watching, listening, being a part of this. So thank you so much. Anyone else keep checking to see if previous little board draft got canceled? I've not, but that's good. I mean, I had a couple big boards that got canceled. Hopefully, I remember last year, I think it was was it the little board? There was something where they were like, it filled early, and then I want to say it was the little board last year, and then they didn't or it was filling really fast, and there was some, I could be wrong, but it was from the whole like Super Bowl, BS last year where people were taking all Chiefs Eagles teams, and it didn't get canceled until like when little board was like 99% filled, and then people couldn't like get their entries back in. Could be wrong on that. So hopefully they got into a better system. I think I only had 2 big boards canceled. How many drafts do you think you'll hit pre-draft on all platforms combined? Let's see. Well, drafters are going to end up having the most because I maxed their main, maxed the first small, and I've done and that was only 100 max for that one. And then, hold on. You will go JMO. Yeah, it didn't go. And then I've done a bunch in the $5 one going now. DraftKings, I'm not even going to max their main. I'm going to have did all the $1 and I'll have 50 or 60 of the main there. And so for this, I didn't do any of the bigger boards, missed a War Room, missed a couple of the UDFAs, but maxing everything else. So, but in terms of total contest, it's going to be drafters. Now, total spend is more, probably this because the War Room's a little bit more, etc. Man, I swear, if you fire the bigger buy-ins with limited bullets late, you get massive slides in the back end. Only fired 1 bullet and couldn't have been much better. Missed opportunity for you. Yeah, that was another one. I was going to try and stream one. I was going to do one, and then it kind of filled. It kind of snuck up on me that it filled. So definitely, because last year I did do all the bigger boards, and did all Dalmatians and Bulldogs and all those. I do like those $40 to $100 entries. So I just decided for the pre-draft I wasn't going to push it as much. But no, I'm glad you liked your team. I do because I don't always receive emails. Yeah, no, that's fair. Because right now I've been holding back one little board left, and that I figured I'd do a stream next week since it's going to go next Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever. I'll do it. I had Super Bowl drafts canceled around free agency. I think they did a big batch then. Said multiple canceled at once. Yeah, I think that's when I don't think I had one canceled after that, to be honest, which is a good sign. Most drafts are normal. Do Tyler Warren. Currently sitting in an unfilled UDFA 1. Wait, what? Because the draft got canceled and it opened up one more? Huh. Wait, sorry, I'm a little confused. one of them filled. Oh, okay. Now I see. Yeah, that's wild. I'm surprised they don't like see that and like, okay, well, these lobbies aren't going to work. That's wild. In Basketball Purgatory, like the cast of Lost. Oh, good shout. Yeah, no, that was. Yeah, thanks, FK. Right. 77. I think I'll go Dak. If he gets to me. There we go. Or playing Crash. Yeah, either way. Oh, season 3 is definitely the best season of Lost. It's the one where they ran out of original ideas. They were just like throwing shit at the wall, and then some stuff stuck, and they kind of get back on track. That was a fun show, especially the first couple seasons. Just push the plane, bro. Oh my. All right, let me go to the board here. The animal is at a 0232. I'm seeing at 1141. And then Van Steele is 043, so very heavy running back start. I like that. So now 044. All right, coming back up on my pick. I was hoping Dowdle would fall. Never. It's becoming more and more rare that it gets back to 90. Underdog number 1, but any pre-draft Superflex best ball contests open anywhere other than FFPC? Not that I'm aware of. I'm not gonna rush to grab a running back there. So we'll take another receiver. This could definitely end up being a 7 receiver team. But no, I didn't see anyone do Superflex. I'll be interested to see if DraftKings expands to Superflex for their best ball. They've done Superflex for in-season content a little bit, not really push it too much. But I wonder if they will push it for best ball. Of course, I am fully expecting Underdog and Drafters to be doing their Superflex stuff again as well. Coming up here, 101. Take a quarterback. Purdy's gone. Could go Goff. Goff, Dak. Feels a good combo. 9 guy. I think I need running back a little bit more. And in this 412, I can push quarterback and bet in if I end up with 3. This might have to be like a 9 running back team. Yes. 25 UDFA 1 slows ongoing. Should I just take Friday off of work? I would say yes. As my guest yesterday, how am I going to be doing slows and stream at the same time on Friday? Not sure. That'll be interesting. Thoughts on Sutton? I think he benefits big from Waddle. I agree. And from a, like, this is the difference between real life and fantasy. Sutton just has a bigger touchdown upside. For half-point PPR, Waddle could end up with more yards. Targets are probably going to be very similar, and Sutton could end up with more catches because more Waddles is going to be like true down the field stuff. So, like, even if he ends up with more targets, if he has 10 targets in a game, he might only connect on 5 of them, get 120 yards and 1 touchdown. That's a good game. But Sutton could have 8 targets in the game, connect on 7 of them, and have 80 yards and a touchdown, or sometimes 2 touchdowns. So I think Sutton has a bigger touchdown upside. I think he's great at his price, and I honestly think they should be very close to one another. I think Waddle should be lower, Sutton should be a little higher. I actually, for Underdog, I wouldn't rank this necessarily on full-point PPR formats, but I think Sutton has a real case to be the team's #1 wide receiver from fantasy output. And so, no, I mean, Sutton's been good the last 3 years, and that was with Russ and Stidham. That was with rookie Bo Nix. That was last year with, things weren't perfect last year. Probably need to stick in the running back department. Actually, I'll go Tyler Shuck. I want a bit more of him. And probably going running back here. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Cortland Sutton. Off the top of my head, I can't remember. I think he finished as like wide receiver 16 last year, something like that in terms of total points. And I think Waddle doesn't hurt him at all. I think it just consolidates what Franklin, Bryant, and Mims were going to do, into one combined guy. And even if Waddle outproduces him, Sutton can still hit his value. Gets split with Thomas role. Yeah, I mean, I think his red zone role is just so key for my $50 investment. I mean, just it's more like from a sanity standpoint. Obviously, if some are maybe further along, you can just set ranks and set the plane. $25 low dollar short clock slows. Ouch. He keeps falling in drafts. Yeah, I don't know why Sutton keeps falling. I think it is a mistake. So I think I do need to go running back here. For Shakir, I mean, Kelsey's fine, but we need some help running back. For what it's worth, the season long props market still treats Sutton as Denver wide receiver 1. I mean, I think that's how I truly think that's how it should be. Like, I think Sutton almost assuredly leads in touchdowns. I think yardage will be close, but I'm fine giving Waddle the lead for that. Just because he's going to have, and here's the other thing with Sutton. Sutton actually is a pretty good deep ball receiver. It's just, he's that deep ball, like 20 to 30 yards, which are all considered deep ball passes. Waddle is that deep ball receiver, like 30 to 60 yards. And he's very good at what he does. And he can do more, don't get me wrong. But it's not like Sutton is just this like catching, only catches balls within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. Like he has plenty solid vertical plays as well. They're just not, the 50-yard bombs. So yeah, to me, I actually think targets could be close. Maybe even lead Sutton. I think catches, Sutton probably leads. Anything touchdowns, assuredly, Sutton should lead. Hated Sutton's price in the 6, around 7-8 turn. It's fine. I still think end of the season Bryant takes over. I don't know. They just re-signed Sutton long term. He had a good year. I think Bryant plays more in the slot. Waddle will play in the slot some. Sutton can play in the slot some. They all can. I would be surprised if that's the case. Watched a ton of Denver games. Pat Bryant is all right, but he's budget versus Sutton at this point. Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. Like him and Franklin are going to kind of split the wide receiver 3 role. Bryant, that is. Mims will have, a gadget play here or there, return. Yeah, agreed. But I guess my point is I don't think he did anything to show that he's ready to overtake him. And he dealt with his own injuries and, had his own issues last year. No, I know they re-signed him, but I'm saying they re-signed him, last May or June. It was pretty early in the process. My point is he's not going any, like that's a lot of money invested to a guy that you're going to be trying to replace. And also they're like contending, so it's not like they try and trade him away or anything like that, at least in my book. Yeah, we'll take the Mike Washington upside play here. No, I know it wasn't after last season, but I'm saying like they re-signed him, Terry McLaurin, because Washington was dumb about it. Extended him 2 months later, but he was in the same window. And because of that, he's pretty firmly under control through this year and definitely next year. And probably into next year as well. I'd have to look at the actual contract, but I just don't see it as Sutton had a couple of bad drops at the end of the year, but overall he's still kind of getting fed targets. And, I don't know. I'd just be surprised if we see some drastic change for when he's still producing at a pretty decent level. All right, let me go to the board. And let's see, we are into the 13th round here. The animal is 2253. I'm 2451, and Van Steel is 1560. Let me see here. I'm going to I'll take Denzel Boston. Just curious, because I remember they signed him for what I thought to be a below market deal, particularly what you see what Terry signed for. So I'm going to look up his contract. So like they could cut him next year and they take a dead cap hit of 15.8 million. So that, I mean, that's pretty significant still. And they'd only save 12.6 million. So I don't know. I mean, if it's like break glass in case of emergency, they could, like if his play really drops off. But like this isn't like, for instance, like a Michael Pittman situation where they trade him to save $24 million. You'd be paying him more than you'd be saving. And usually teams don't make those cuts unless they desperately have to. Sean Payton, we trust. Leave Rice, you donkeys. Waddle feels like a similar play as DK to me. Can't see fantasy wide receiver 3, maybe low 2 production when similar can be found later in drafts. Well, I guess I mean, I wouldn't have an issue with Waddle if he was going where like DK Metcalf is. My issue with him is the price. Like he's going in a range with like clear 1s or elite 2s, you know, the Devontae Adams type. And it's just like Mike Evans almost always goes after him. Devontae Adams always goes after him. And it's like these guys just have such bigger upside, particularly in a touchdown game. You know, in like on DraftKings where maybe more 100-yard games. Yeah, Devontae Adams might not get as many 100-yard games. Total catches, you know, whatever. Where I want to go with this pick. We'll go Woody Marks. Catch up more running back. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm not even saying he's the clear 1. I'm just saying like they're very even 1-2. Like this isn't going to be I don't think this is a situation. And in either way, like I'm not saying like he is the clear alpha versus Waddle, like Jefferson versus Addison or Chase versus Higgins or anything like that. But I'm saying like they are both very good receivers, and one goes 30 to 40 picks later that has a better track record and a higher touchdown upside. That's kind of my thesis on it. Like if one of these prices is wrong, it's much more likely to be Sutton in a positive direction. Whereas like Waddle, I feel is being drafted at his absolute ceiling. You know, there's just, I don't want to say no chance. There's always a chance, but it's very unlikely that Jalen Waddle was this year's JSN. Why was JSN JSN? It also helped the fact that there wasn't a lot of competition on Seattle last year. And so that's why I'm saying, like, I think they're both kind of like the 1A. You know, I don't think we have another comparable situation, because as you and I talked about teams, there's a lot of these teams with a top 1, but then a great number 2. You know, Pickens, Adams, Higgins, even J-Mo. And then most other teams, like, we understand the gap, like Evans and Pearsall. And maybe, you know, I think Ricky Pearsall should go a little higher, but we understand there's a gap between these guys. I feel like it's closer to the Eagles, you know, Brown, Devonta Smith situation, just not that high end. You know, like this is the discount version of that. The problem is Waddle doesn't have the discount price. Like, to me, probably one should go 60 and the other should go 70 or 75. All right, coming up. 2661. And my running back room still could use some help. Receiver, I feel really good about. I could theoretically stop at 6. Might take Aaron Rodgers here. Just having Chuck. And as much as I love Dak, it does have a pretty decent history of missing some games. If it's one of those situations like a couple years ago where he missed 6 in the middle, but came back and was great when he came back, then yeah, having some extra insurance makes sense. So I'll take Rodgers here. I'm fine just tacking on basically any tight end, like even if it is Pat Freiermuth, and stopping at 2. That is the benefit of this 4 of 12. Yeah, and honestly, like Sutton was like ADP 51 or something like that last year. And it's like Sutton, just felt like a better situation. Like, I don't know. It does feel like Waddle was priced in that range with these guys. And the issue is, of course, Pickens had that price going to Dallas because Dallas has a track record of 4,000 plus yards, 30 plus touchdowns in a year Dak's healthy. So far, we haven't seen that from Bo Nix. Could this be the breakout with these two weapons? Absolutely. But I just also still wonder if that occurs, is Sutton not just as likely to be the bigger beneficiary? That's why I just think they should go essentially in back-to-back rounds. Trey Harris. And I will stop at 7 receivers. And we'll see if we can get Freiermuth back. Like the other example is, like even like the Jaguars, and there's 3 guys, I understand, but it's like, the Washington and Myers pricing. I don't love Washington's price, but should be something like that, where it's like there's, I don't know, a round and a half difference between these two, not 5. It's coming up here. Three, 6, 7, 1. And into round 18, we have Danimal at 2,573 and Van Steele at 2,582, about to make his 18th round pick. Tax on a 9th receiver there, and as we saw earlier, he went very heavy running back earlier, so totally make sense getting catch up now with receiver with volume. I think we'll go Pat Fry if I get him. Be done at 2 tight ends. Assuming I'll get him with this guy having 3. He takes Katron Allen. And there we go. So coming up on the last 2 picks, I think they probably both need to go to the running back position. It's like Henry and bunch of number twos. So there's obviously ways that can work, particularly in a 4-12 format. But let's throw the actual volume at it. Wide receiver feels totally fine. And tight end, Warren and Freiermuth, I think is more than enough. Problem is I run out of running backs that I like at this point. Yikes. Not even a big Jaden Blue fan, but at least a path. LeQuint. We'll start with Lonnie. Still, Eric saying Seth McGowan, decent flyer. Yeah, I mean, he's getting good draft buzz. I'm just not as sold. I feel like it's a lot of draft pundits, but I don't know if teams are going to feel the same way, just given his age and, off the field history. I think he gets drafted at some point. I think his outlook's just way different if he's a 4th rounder or if he's a 7th rounder. Can sometimes 7th rounders, of course, hit, absolutely. But it just, can make the path much differently. So he's one that I've just kind of decided I'm going to wait till after the draft, because regardless of where he goes, it's not like he's going to start going in like round 12 or 13. Like he'll be 17th, 18th round. So if the landing spot feels fine, I'll start taking him. But I just worried between his age and off the field. Even while there's some skills there, could it be that he just doesn't get an opportunity? And particularly like year 1 opportunity. I haven't sold him down for a while. He's a bad overweight bet, I agree. I mean, in 20 round format, I've said this before, like, it's much better to have your misses in this format because everyone's got misses. Like just about every team drafted, you're not going to get to, the finals, and you're not going to see teams where you have 20 live guys. Like it's just very, very rare. So like this is the time to miss. Like if you were wrong on Anthony Richardson or Brandon Ayuk or rookie last year, like people mentioned Jarquez Hunter or like Jalen Royals, like it was the time to be wrong on them was in the big board. In BBM, much thinner, particularly in a contest like BBM where you have people drafting in late August with a ton of information. But even in a time box like Puppy 1, just between the 18 rounds and everything, I'll do LeQuint. He's the guy who, of this group, I can almost guarantee time on the field. So I don't mind taking some stands. I'm more like, these guys like 1-2%, but even somebody like Damon Claiborne, I mean, he could be 4th, 5th round and still might not get any real opportunity. Landing spot matters. DJ Giddens going to the Colts, or had he gone somewhere else? If Washington had taken DJ Giddens, guess what? He probably would have had some real playing time. Him going to the Colts, he gets no playing time because Jonathan Taylor's in front of him. that's just kind of how I see it. I'm not going to worry too much about some of these late round flyers. That's why, like, post draft, right away, I doubt I take much Chris Bell, because right now I'm taking him 20th round. If I have some more misses, no problem. But post draft, I'm going to wait probably a fair amount until we get some reports that he could play and what his prognosis is, before I start really taking him again. Not today. I will be back tomorrow. I think this will still be open tomorrow. I hope. We'll see. If not, I'll be cramming these in tonight. But I'll be back tomorrow regardless. It just might having to be doing drafters or something else. But thank you so much for joining. I will go over your team in this draft. Danimal, not sure if you're going to chat Danimal, and sorry, I don't have the list if you're a YouTube member or not in front of me. I will get that for tomorrow. So let me go over my team. 3872, Dak, Shuck, Rodgers. Did want to tack on a third quarterback. Derrick Henry, Kyle Monangai, Chris Rodriguez, Mike Washington, Woody Marks, Emmett Johnson, George Holani, and LaQuinn Allen. I have one starter. We'll see what the outlook is for, like, Chris Rodriguez, Mike Washington. Most of these guys are number twos, but hopefully it's coupling together enough to just get me through and get most weeks a decent second running back score. Not really expecting a lot from the flex. Every now and then you might get lucky with the Monangai and Chris Rodriguez both getting touchdowns same week, something like that. But I'm okay with that because my receivers are Jason, George Pickens, Mike Evans, Jameson Williams, Romeo Doubs, Denzel Boston, and Trey Harris. Tight end room, Tyler Warren, Pat Freiermuth. So I think the team can still advance, still be good. Not worried. Most weeks, I think my flex can come from that core, particularly those top five, and if Boston gets a good landing spot. And also Trey Harris, if Keenan Allen's not back there, Harris should easily enter the top three. And there would be even a path that he, ascends above QJ. Danimal was in here. Appreciate the shout out. Let me go over Eric's team. And appreciate you for being in here, Danimal. You did a 3773 build. Chase, Bowers, AJ Brown, Colson Loveland, double elite tight end. That's interesting. And definitely more unique. So, and sometimes that's the thing also. I did was a win yesterday where I did actually both McBride and Bowers. So Kyler, Bryce Young, Shador Sanders. I don't know what to make on Brown's quarterback situation. I'm guessing at some point both Watson and Shador start, but you just think Shador maybe gets more games of the two. I like Kyler a lot. Bryce Young, I think at the value you got him is fine, and especially in this format. To get one of the top four, Kyler can mainly lead the way, and see what else you have there with the other two. Running back room, we saw it early, was exceedingly strong. Cook, Saquon, Breece Hall, and Kyron Williams. That's about as good as you get it for a top four. You tack on Jonathan Brooks. If he's injured, you're still fine. He's the number two, you're doing good. He's the number one in Carolina. This is the best running back room in this 12-man draft for sure, probably by a mile. And definitely the very opposite of how I built mine. Carnell Tate, Brian Thomas, Cortland Sutton, Jordan Addison, Jalen Coker, Khalil Shakir, Tank Dell, Chris Brazil, Ed Hurst. So I like rookie Carnell Tate, but we know he's most likely the number one, if not number two receiver taken. Brian Thomas, Cortland Sutton, Jordan Addison. That is still a very solid core of receiver. Jalen Coker is fine at his price. Shakir, I think, is actually good value at 132. Not a high ceiling, but a good, strong floor. Will consistently, he'll put up a wide receiver 3 worthy score half the year. Is he ever going to be your wide receiver 1 or 2? No, probably not. But wide receiver 3, absolutely. And your flex is most likely coming from your running back position. And then it's just like upside swing, upside swing, upside swing, Dell, Brazell, and Ted Hurst. So yeah, I like how you structured that together. Tight end room, Juwan Johnson, Eli Stowers, and Theo Johnson. The Stowers thing, I just think he's so landing spot dependent, but this is the time to take some shots on it in a 3 tight end room also. And Juwan Johnson, I think, is a very, very good base level tight end. So, tight end could be a little thinner if Theo, pushing down with Likely and Stowers if he doesn't get a good landing spot. But in 4-12, you're still going to be fine. Like, I don't think it's going to wreck the rest of this team if those things do occur. So I think overall it's a fine build. But I just I'm going to wrap it up here. Hold on 1 second. Let me catch up. I feel like if it's in between virtual backup who's never produced or a rookie that may unlikely or may not likely produce, someone might got to roll with a rookie. Not sure who this was referencing, but let me know real quick. Great stream. I was in. Appreciate that, Danimal. Thank you. Cheers. Absolutely. QB's harassed. I mean, but this is the thing with the 4-12. Like, you don't have to compete with the Josh Allen team. You don't have to compete with the Lamar team. Like, you just don't. You can't be the 12th best quarterback team, and Kyler can give you that. 3 hours, you're a maniac. Love to see it. Thanks, Meg. Who Hames is going to be on, so everyone go over to Who Hames channel. FK, if I'm wrong on Anthony Richardson, it'll be simply 3rd year in a row, piece of cake. Did a trade actually happen? Did I miss something while I was streaming? I know I think Sweetleaf reported a rumor. So let me know if the trade actually occurred. And we will get out of here in a second. All right. Wow, what's the name calling Meg? So what was there a trade? I'm just curious. What started the Anthony Richardson? Unless, wait, did I? So sorry if I missed what is going on here. I think shortly after the draft, I think Brian Bowers will be 3rd rounders. I kind of agree with that. I think that's where they should go. All right, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you guys for drafting with me. I will be back on tomorrow. Hope everyone has a great rest of the day. I will be ripping some drafts, so you might see me in the lobbies. And I will catch you next time. Peace.